The Padres Radio Network. Here's Sam Levitt.
San Diego Padres baseball coming up on 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. Today the Padres take on the Colorado Rockies in the first game of a 3-game series. Our starting pitching matchup today for the Padres, right-hander Nick Pivetta, and for the Rockies, right-hander German Marquez. Hi, good everyone. Sam Levitt with you inside the newly renovated loft inside the Western Metal Building here at Petco Park. First pitch coming up for Game 1 of this 6-game homestand at 6:40 p.m. Coming up in the next 50 minutes, we'll hear from Manny Machado. We'll hear from Jake Cronenworth, who unfortunately went on the IL earlier today. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. And in just a little bit, we catch up with Tony Gwynn Jr. But first, it's time to set the table. Brought to you by Fraser Farms Market. Set your table with the highest quality of natural and organic products from Fraser Farms Market, a San Diego original since 1971 with 3 locations, La Mesa, Vista, and Oceanside, and at FraserFarmsMarket.com. Well, the Padres are 10-3 to begin the season, the best record in Major League Baseball. They went 3-3 on a 6-game road trip to Chicago and Sacramento. Now they return home for the start of a 6-game homestand against the Rockies and the Chicago Cubs. Rockies, meanwhile, enter this series at 3-9. They picked up a win against the Brewers yesterday in Colorado, avoiding a 3-game sweep. Before we turn our full attention to today's game, let's take a look back at the rubber match of a 3-game series against the A's on Wednesday.
Did you miss what happened in the last Padres game? Let's take a look back with our Padres Rewind on the Padres Radio Network.
The Padres trailed 1-0 in the top of the third. There were 2 on with 2 out for Oscar Gonzalez.
Pitch here is kind of looped into shallow center field. Bleday, long run, dives forward, can't make the catch. Bogart's going to score to tie the game. They'll hold Manny at third base, and a bloop base hit for Oscar Gonzalez to make it 1-1 here in the third.
We were still tied at 1 in the 5th inning. Xander Bogaerts led off the 5th inning with a double, his 3rd hit of the day. Bogey went to 3rd on a fly ball. Gavin Sheets was next.
Pitch on the way. Sheet swings, sends it in the air to right center field. That should get the job done. Bleday about 10 feet in front of the track. Makes the catch, sends it back towards the infield. No shot to get Xander, who tags and scores. Gavin Sheets, a sac fly. And the Padres lead for the first time today. It's 2-1.
That's all the Padres scored in the 5th inning. Randy Vasquez was good. He went 5 innings and allowed just 1 run and 1 hit. The Padres bullpen, which continues to be just terrific, well, they did the rest. Adrian Morejon pitched the scoreless 6th inning. Jeremiah Estrada in the 7th. It was Jason Adam in the 8th inning. The Padres still led just 2-1. Heading to the 9th inning, it was time for Robert Suarez.
Left-hand hitting J.J. Bleday swings at the first pitch, pops it into shallow center. Lockridge racing in, on the move, gets there to make the catch, and the ball game is over. Padres a 2-1 win over the Athletics as they take 2 out of 3 here in Sacramento. And Robert Suarez becomes the first Padre ever to begin his year with 6 hitless outings.
Very nice win for the Padres on Wednesday in Sacramento as they take 2 out of 3 from the A's. And now the Padres turn the page to begin a 6-game homestand here in downtown San Diego tonight. We'll check in with Tony Gwynn Jr. in just a moment. But first, some good news and not so good news for the Padres. The good news is that Fernando Tatis Jr. is back in the lineup today after dealing with that left shoulder discomfort. Got the day off Wednesday, day off yesterday as scheduled, and now Fernando back in right field leading off for the Padres here tonight. Jake Cronenworth was put on the 10-day IL earlier today with a non-displaced right rib fracture. Remember when he got hit in the ribs in Chicago, obviously was in a lot of discomfort, but played through it in Sacramento, hit a home run and was productive in Sacramento, but an MRI revealing a right rib fracture for Jake Cronenworth, so he goes on the 10-day IL. We'll hear from Jake coming up a little bit later. The corresponding move, Tyler Wade is back up from AAA El Paso after Wade was designated for assignment at the end of spring training, elected to go to AAA, and now he's back up with the Padres. Very good to see Tyler back in the Padres clubhouse earlier today. With all that in mind, let's check in with Tony Gwynn Jr.
Let's take a trip up to the Padres broadcast booth for a deep dive on today's matchup with Tony Gwynn Jr. in our Padres game preview on the Padres Radio Network.
Tony, appreciate the time as always. Let's start with some of the news of today. Obviously, the good news that Fernando is back in the lineup, but Jackson Merrill already on the IL, and we find out earlier today that Jake Cronenworth is joining him after that non-displaced right rib fracture. Tony, quite simply, obviously, 2 guys that are very important to this team, not going to be in the lineup for a bit. How do the Padres make up that production?
With depth. They'll get a chance to test that depth here with Merrill and Croney on the IL. And so, listen, this is welcome to Major League Baseball. This is kind of how it goes over the course of the season. Things like this are going to happen. You certainly hope to have them earlier in the season rather than late. And so for the Padres, they get a chance to what I think developed over spring training was what looked to be pretty good depth. And so it'll be tapped into a little bit in these next 10 or so days, and we'll see how the Padres fare during that time.
And Jake made that same point earlier today, Tony, that if you're going to have an injury like this, you can make the argument that you'd rather have it early in the season than later in the season and have something that could end your season if you have it later in the year. Let's talk about today's game. Right-hander Nick Pivetta on the mound, beginning this homestand for the Padres. For Pivetta, it's been one really great start, one not-so-good start in Chicago. How does Nick Pivetta handle this Rockies lineup tonight, Tony?
It's kind of been like the name of the game for all of the starters, right? It's usually been one good start so far, one bad start. So for Nick, he tended to have a little issue commanding the baseball in Chicago, and it was cold that day. It was a weird game. I'm sure he's happy to get back on this mound where he hit through the ball extremely well the first time out, and he's got the Rockies that he's facing against who are struggling a little bit offensively.
On the mound for the Padres here, not for the Padres, for the Rockies here today, right-hander German Marquez, somebody the Padres obviously, Tony, have seen a ton of over the last handful of years, but he is somebody, Tony, that has done good things against the Padres the last 3-4 years. The numbers are really good. So offensively, what are the keys tonight for the Padres against German Marquez?
He's something like 10-3, I think, against the Padres in his career. So, I mean, he clearly likes to see the uniform when he steps on the mound. For the Padres, listen, it doesn't change. This offense is really a well-oiled machine, and we've seen that whether they have all their guys or they don't. Tonight will be one of those days where they don't, and they'll have to find a way. They scratched out a 2-1 victory with missing some guys that last day in Oakland. I imagine in terms of approach, it doesn't change. Maybe Marquez has had some success doing some things against them here in the last couple of years, so maybe they try to take some of that away. But I think ultimately their success is based on their approach and how they go about it throughout the game, regardless of who's on the mound.
Tony, before I let you go, I want to touch on Robert Suarez. Obviously, he's been very good to start the year. Became the first Padres pitcher to ever start a season with 6 scoreless appearances when he picked up that save in Sacramento on Wednesday. The interesting thing about it, though, is that last year we saw him come out of the gate and just throw a ton of four-seam fastballs. But this season, it's been a lot different, throwing a lot more changeups, a lot more sinkers, has the 6 saves now in 6 tries. He's been perfect so far. Tony, your thoughts on what Robert Suarez continues to do, but also the way he's doing it, because it is quite different from what we saw in 2024.
I just think Robert has the ultimate thing you need as a closer, which is a couple things, which is he has a memory where he forgets very quickly, so a bad outing doesn't roll over into the next one. And he has a slow pulse. Like it doesn't seem like whatever the situation is, whether it's a leadoff walk, whether he's coming in the 8th, he's got to get 6 outs, whatever it is, his demeanor, his energy level doesn't seem to change. I think that's so valuable as a closer. I just think he's one of these guys that just maybe won't get the credit that he deserves. He's been, since he's been handed that closer job, he has been as consistent as they come. And what I love, you kind of hit on it, he's changed it up this year. I mean, at one point he threw like 60-plus straight fastballs over a certain amount of appearances out there. He's doing it a little bit. He's commanding that changeup, which is something I think he's worked to get to. He's always had that good changeup. I don't know that he could throw it for strikes when he wants to, as he's seemingly done this year. So I think he's one of the better closers we got in this game, and the Padres are lucky to have him.
Tony, I'm with you. You take out a small stretch late last season. I mean, this guy's been excellent as a closer, and not everybody can do it. So Padres very fortunate to have Robert Suarez in the back end of that bullpen. Tony, as always, appreciate the time. Great stuff. We'll talk to you and Jesse coming up at 6:30. Thanks so much.
No problem, Sam.
All right, that's Tony Gwynn Jr. joining us on our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show here on the Padres Radio Network. Again, first pitch coming up at 6:40. The 10-3 Padres going up against the 3-9 Colorado Rockies. Padres still the best record in Major League Baseball entering today. Best record, obviously, in the National League. Rockies, meanwhile, the worst record in the NL so far at just 3-9. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. We're going to hear a lot today about Padres injuries because, again, the good news, Fernando back in the lineup, but Jake Cronenworth is now on the IL. We'll hear from Jake coming up a little bit later. We're going to have updates from Mike Shildt on Fernando, on Jake Cronenworth, on Jackson Merrill, on Sean Reynolds, on Brian Hoeing. So we have a lot to get to on our pregame coverage as we walk you up towards first pitch coming up here at 6:40 at Petco Park. This is the Padres Radio Network. Welcome back to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Your water should be perfect. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. First pitch coming up at 6:40 for game one of this three-game series between the Padres and the Colorado Rockies. A six-game homestand kicking off tonight against the Rockies and the Cubs. A lot of people here inside the newly renovated loft at the Western Metal Building enjoying their beers and their food. Everybody having a good time. Why not? On a beautiful Friday night here in downtown San Diego. As we get ready for this one, let's hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Taking a look at the Padres lineup here today. Fernando Tatis Jr., as we said, back in the lineup playing right field and leading off. More on Fernando coming up a little bit later. Luis Suarez at first base batting second. Manny Machado at third base batting third. Gavin Sheets, the DH, batting cleanup. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop batting fifth. Jose Iglesias at second base batting sixth. Jason Hayward in left field batting seventh. Brandon Lockridge in center field batting eighth. And Elias Diaz behind the plate batting ninth. And again, you'll notice two main absences in the lineup. That is, of course, Jackson Merrill, who's on the IL, and now Jake Cronenworth, who, as we learned earlier today, is also on the 10-day IL with a non-displaced right rib fracture. Padres calling up Tyler Wade from AAA El Paso. So with that in mind, here was Mike Shildt earlier today on how these injuries, while unfortunate, will create opportunities for others.
One thing is, guys will step up. You know, it's going to create more opportunities for Iglesias. He'll be in there tonight. And then you mentioned Wadey being back. And this is a guy with us last year. It helped us win 93 games in a lot of different ways. So familiar with Tyler. Play a lot of different places, including center field. Play all over. Very versatile off the bench. So it's we'd rather not have the circumstances, but we're super glad to have Wadey back on the club.
Is that kind of what we can expect? Iglesias into Cronenworth's spot and Wade kind of into what Iglesias was doing?
I think there's some combination of that. Iggy's going to play today, and then it's going to get a good opportunity. But, you know, Wade will get his opportunity as well when it makes sense.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt earlier today. We'll hear more from Mike a little bit later during our injury report. Like I said, a lot of updates today, not just on Jackson Merrill and on Fernando Tatis Jr. and Jake Cronenworth, but also on guys like Sean Reynolds, Brian Hoeing. So we have more from Mike coming up just a little bit later on as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 6:40, game one of this three-game set between the Padres and the Rockies. Let's tell you who's hot, who's not.
Which player is locked in at the dish? Who needs to kick things up another notch? This is Who's Hot, Who's Not on the Padres Radio Network.
We begin with a look at the hot category. Xander Bogaerts in that category right now in the midst of a 5-game hitting streak, 9 for 21 in those 5 games, has his average up to 304 on the early season now. So X really playing well early on this year. Good to see. Manny Machado in the hot category as well, hitting 378 with a couple of doubles, a home run, and 4 stolen bases in his last 9 games. The not category, we take a look at a guy not in the lineup here today. That is Yuli Gurriel, who we certainly could see off the bench at some point tonight. He is just 2 for 20 to begin his season in time with the Padres. And I should mention there are quite a few guys in the Rockies lineup swinging the bat well right now. We'll have a little bit more on those guys coming up later on. And that's a look at who's hot, who's not, as we get ready for baseball on a Friday night here in downtown San Diego. Now let's take a look at some Major League headlines as we go around the horn.
Let's examine the most important news and the latest information you need to know in the world of Major League Baseball. Sam Levitt takes you around the horn. Presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Get ready for Major League winning when you join Valley View Casino and Hotel's Players Club and receive over $200 in free instant offers. Visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today.
Let's start with a little World Baseball Classic news. Yes, we are not all that far away from the 2026 WBC. Team USA announced their coaching staff earlier today. Might have been yesterday, actually. But anyway, we weren't on yesterday with the pregame coverage, so we get to it today. Here's what the Team USA coaching staff will look like in the 2026 World Baseball Classic. A lot of names you're going to know. The manager, once again, Mark DeRosa of MLB Network and longtime major leaguer. His bench coach is Skip Schumacher, pitching coach Andy Pettit, hitting coach Matt Holliday, first base coach George Lombard, third base coach Dino Ebel, bullpen coach is David Ross, and the 3 assistant managers, Freddie Gonzalez, Brian McCann, and Michael Young. So just interesting there to read off the Team USA coaching staff for 2026 in the WBC. Couple of other items to get to. The Braves' Spencer Strider is set to join the team in Tampa Bay this weekend. He struck out 13 in a rehab start at AAA yesterday. He'll throw a bullpen session this weekend and could return next week. Angels have been off to an impressive start this season, but their bullpen was dealt with a big blow earlier today. Ben Joyce, who throws harder than anybody in the major leagues, he can throw it up there in the triple digits easily. He was put on the 15-day IL earlier today with right shoulder inflammation. Freddie Freeman was activated from the 10-day IL earlier today for the Dodgers. He's back in the lineup, batting cleanup, playing first base against the Cubs in that game up at Dodger Stadium tonight. So some quick updates on guys going on the IL, coming off the IL. And as we said, Spencer Strider looking close to a return with the Braves as well. And that's a look at headlines from around the major leagues. When we come back, we'll hear from Manny Machado. We'll also hear from Jake Cronenworth. And again, we'll have plenty of injury updates for you from Padres manager Mike Shildt. First pitch coming up at 6:40 at Petco Park. Our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show continues after this on the Padres Radio Network.
Hello, my friends. It's Woodsy.
EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. First pitch coming up at 6:40 as the Padres try to improve on a Major League best record of 10-3. Padres and the Rockies in Game 1 of this 3-game series. Right-hander Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Padres tonight. Right-hander German Marquez on the mound for the Rockies. We'll have much more on that starting pitching matchup coming up in just a little bit. But first, as promised, let's give you a ton of injury updates.
Who's in? Who's out? This is the Bada Fulkerson Injury Report, presented by San Diego's Bulldog Injury Attorneys, who hope you're never in an accident. But if you are, make Bada Fulkerson the first call you make. Hit them up 24/7 at badafulkerson.com.
As we said in the opening segment, the news of the day. One piece of good news, one piece of not so good news. The good news is that Fernando Tatis Jr. is back in the lineup leading off and playing right field. The bad news is that Jake Cronenworth was put on the 10-day IL earlier today with a non-displaced right rib fracture that he suffered when he got hit by that pitch in the ribs all the way back last weekend against the Cubs in Chicago. We'll hear from Jake Cronenworth in just a little bit, so stay tuned for that. But first, here was Padres manager Mike Shildt on Fernando Tatis Jr.
Thankfully, feels good. Had a productive off day in Sacramento. Had a productive off day yesterday. Came in today and was able to work with our medical staff, and everybody feels confident that he's in a position where he can go play baseball.
And unfortunate news with Jake going on the IL. Is there any sort of timeline that we can expect? I know it is early.
Yeah. How about Jake Cronenworth, man? What a tough dude. Trivia question: how many guys have hit a homer with a fractured rib? Jake Cronenworth. So yeah, it was unfortunate. Shows how tough our guys are, how tough Croney is. As far as timelines go, it's unfair to put one on it. Medical will take the lead on it, but Jake will have a say in it as well. Fortunately, it wasn't displaced, so it's a matter of getting some of the fluid and some of the healing to take place, and then it's a matter of his functionality, and then hopefully it doesn't take too long, and then it's unlike a pitcher where he has to get ramped up as much. We can get some at bats and get him back on the field.
And then with Jackson Merrill, is there anything you can share with us on how he's feeling?
Making strides. It's with hamstrings, we're going to take it slow. They can still produce some things there that, he's still in the recovery process, which means rest. So it's not day to day, but he is healing, every day. It's a little better.
In regards to Yu Darvish, how is his progression going?
Yeah, Yu's in a good spot. He stayed back, played a really good catch, a more aggressive catch from my understanding. So he continues to lengthen out his long toss and is recovering well. So those are all positive things.
Has he pitched off of the mound?
No, not yet.
So that was Padres manager Mike Shildt on a number of different players. You heard about Jackson Merrill. You heard about Yu Darvish, Fernando Tatis Jr., who missed the game on Wednesday after dealing with left shoulder discomfort. And you heard some of the more specifics on Jake Cronenworth in that rib fracture, non-displaced right rib fracture that he suffered on that hit-by pitch. Like I said, a lot of injury updates today, so let's continue. Here was Padres manager Mike Shildt, the latest update on reliever Sean Reynolds and more.
So Sean's here. You probably saw him. Hard to miss him. He came in today. I haven't heard the report, but he came in to throw a side. He's at that point, which is good, so we want to lay our eyes on him. So that's a positive. He's off the mound, throwing a real side. Pulling, got a chance to catch in, touch base with him. He's in a good place, doing some lighter mound work. So he's in a good spot as well. And who'd you ask about? Darvish, like we talked about, playing aggressive catch. And I'll get you a better idea if we have it when he'll be up the mound.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt earlier today. Again, Sean Reynolds started dealing with that stress reaction in his right foot during spring training. Brian Hoeing dealing with shoulder soreness during spring training. But certainly good news that Sean Reynolds was here earlier today to throw a side session. So we'll see what the updates are on those two guys in the weeks to come. And that's a full look, very informative look at our injury report on this Friday. First pitch coming up at 6:40 between the Padres and the Rockies here at Petco Park. Let's take a look at our keys to tonight's game.
How will the Padres unlock a win today? These are the keys to the game. Presented by El Centro Motors Ford. Meet your new Ford General Manager, Greg Ryan, now at El Centro Motors Ford, your new Ford truck, Bronco, and SUV HQ. Call Greg directly at 619-944-0774.
Key number one, pretty simple. Getting El Nino back in the lineup. Fernando Tatis Jr. back in there today after coming out of Tuesday's game, missing Wednesday's game. And Fernando, when he's been healthy this year, he has been terrific in the leadoff spot, batting .364 with a couple of home runs, a double, 7 RBIs, 7 walks, 5 stolen bases, and 10 runs scored. He's reached base safely in all 12 games this season. He has been terrific when he's been in there this year. Getting Fernando back and productive, that is key number one. Key number two, capitalizing with RISP. Despite winning on Wednesday in Sacramento, the Padres went just 2 for 14 with runners in scoring position on Wednesday. Padres are batting just .164 with runners in scoring position in their past 8 games. Of course, they're still 5-3 in those games. So even though the Padres continue to play well, they've got the best record in baseball, doing a little bit better with runners in scoring position, cashing in on those opportunities. That's key number two. Key number three, slow down the hot rocks. 3 guys in this lineup that are really swinging the bat well. Ezequiel Tovar, he's 10 for 23 in his last 5 games with 4 extra base hits. Ryan McMahon's batting .381 with a couple of home runs, a double, and 4 RBIs during a 6-game hitting streak. And Brenton Doyle, who, looking at it here, is actually not in the lineup today for the Rockies. I'm going to have to check on that, why Doyle's not in the lineup today. He's batting .333 during a 7-game hit streak, 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 11 RBIs in that span. Doyle drove in 5 of the Rockies' 7 runs in yesterday's win. Got to check on that. I'm just noticing that now, that Doyle is not in the lineup today for the Rockies. So pardon me. We'll get a little bit more info on that. Might not be any info to give you on Brenton Doyle, but he has been swinging the bat well for the Rockies. So slowing down Tovar, McMahon, if Doyle does come off the bench today, that's a look at our keys to today's game. We'll step aside. When we come back, we take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, plus we hear from Padres third baseman Manny Machado and much, much more. First pitch coming up at 6:40 right here on the Padres Radio Network. Padres baseball coming up on 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. First pitch coming up at 6:40 on a beautiful Friday night here in America's finest city. Crowd filing in. Sun is shining. Should be a lot of fun. Right-hander Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Padres tonight. Right-hander German Marquez on the mound for the Rockies. We'll have much more on that pitching matchup coming up in just a little bit, and we'll hear from third baseman Manny Machado in a few minutes as well. First, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We do have a couple of finals already today around the major leagues. Reds beat the Pirates 5-3 in Cincinnati. Guardians beat the Royals 7-0 in Cleveland. Blue Jays and the Orioles, by the way, postponed in Baltimore due to rain. Games in progress right now. Rays lead the Braves 6-3 in the 8th inning in Tampa Bay. Giants 5, Yankees 1 in the 4th inning in New York. Marlins 4, Nationals 2 in Miami in the 8th inning. White Sox lead the Red Sox 7-0 in Chicago in the 6th inning. Angels and the Astros tied at 1 in the 4th inning in Houston. Twins 1, Tigers 0 in the 4th inning in Minnesota. Phillies and the Cardinals in the 4th inning scoreless in St. Louis. Games yet to begin aside from this one. Brewers in Arizona against the Diamondbacks at 6:40. Rangers and the Mariners at 6:40 in Seattle. Mets and the A's in Sacramento at 7:05. And the Cubs and the Dodgers at 7:10 in LA. And that is a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Friday in the major leagues. We'll have much more on all those games coming up a little bit later on this evening during our post-game coverage. Before we tell you what to watch for and hear from Manny Machado, let's circle back to Jake Cronenworth going on the IL today due to a non-displaced right rib fracture. He suffered it when he got hit by that pitch from Ben Brown of the Cubs last weekend in Chicago. Amazingly, Jake played through it Monday, Tuesday, obviously went on, didn't go on the IL on Wednesday, but missed Wednesday's game, came out of Tuesday's game with an injury. But how about this? He hit a home run on Monday night with a fractured rib. Very, very impressive, but Jake is now on the 10-day IL. Here was Jake Cronenworth earlier today on the injury.
When did you find out about the fracture?
Yesterday afternoon.
X-ray?
MRI.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a feeling that might be the case coming back?
I don't know. I mean, it didn't feel great Sunday when it happened, even Monday, and then I think kind of just water over the boat on Tuesday, and kind of just tip of the iceberg.
When the core, obviously, for a baseball player is so hard. Typically, an injury will start to get a little bit better. When did you realize that this might be something more serious I have to truly deal with?
Well, it's not muscular. It's on the ribs. So, no, I mean, I thought I could play through it and thought it was just a bruise and happened to be something else.
People talk about toughness, but to go out there and play with a cracked rib and trying as much as you did, is that old hockey player mentality?
It's just kind of always who I've been. I've been hit a lot, and some are worse than others, but you always try to find a way to get through it. And this one just unfortunately took the wrong way.
It's never a good time for an injury, but how discouraging it would happen right now when you guys are playing as well as you are, and when Merrill goes down as well.
I wouldn't say necessarily discouraging. I mean, I think discouraging would be at the end of the season. I think being only 13 games in the year and, hopefully only being out for a little bit of time and being able to finish the rest of the season is, something to look forward to. So,
what's your level of discomfort now doing everyday things like?
Sneezing's the worst.
Yeah. Just to get real deep in the weeds, do you feel more twisting, turning, or more like you said, sneezing, breathing? Or all of the above?
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think if anything, running probably hurt the worst. So even Sunday and Monday. So
no laughing, no sneezing.
Laughing isn't bad, but sneezing, yeah, no.
Well, let's hope Jake Cronenworth is back on the field very soon, and let's hope he does not sneeze too often while he recovers from this rib fracture. Now let's tell you what to watch for in tonight's game, game 1 of this 3-game set against Colorado.
What's the one thing Sam Levitt will be keeping his eye on in today's game? This is What to Watch For. Presented by Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Save 15% today on a new beginning for your home. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com.
What to watch for in tonight's game. Can the Padres pitching staff continue to excel at home? Padres pitchers have combined to allow just 11 total runs across 7 home games so far this year. Remember, the Padres went 7-0 on their opening homestand of the year. That includes just 2 runs given up in 26 2/3 innings here at home by the bullpen during that first homestand. That's a 0.68 ERA at home from the pen. And by the way, that bullpen, how about these numbers? A 1.65 ERA, the lowest ERA of any bullpen in the major leagues. A 154 opponent batting average is also the lowest in the majors of any pen. 29 points lower than any other group of relievers. So the Padres bullpen has been outstanding. We'll see if they can keep that rolling here tonight back at home. And that's what to watch for in today's game. Let's hear from Padres third baseman Manny Machado. Manny, of course, back in the Padres lineup here today. Batting third, he's batting .340 on the year, off to a really, really good start. He's stealing bases. He's doing a little bit of everything. Here was Manny, though, on the Padres all of a sudden dealing with a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it sucks, these injuries that come up, but it's part of the game. I think, hopefully it's just a short period for them to get healthy, and just means, other guys got to step up and come up. I think it's just continue to do what we've been doing. I think all the spring training, I think we all emphasized on the guys that were there, that weren't making the team out of camp, that, they were going to be a big part of this team. Just knowing that injuries happen, things happen throughout the year, that they're going to be key parts. I mean, we already saw Oscar come up here and have some big hits for us, and we're going to continue to see that as a team.
It's good to have Tyler Wade back. He says that he was ready, not an injury stink, but just to be ready for this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I said, everyone's ready. I think we made that clear leaving spring training, that it's not just going to take the 26 guys that broke camp with us, but it's going to take all 40 guys, or even all 50 guys that were in that camp off spring training to help us succeed. And it's good to have Tyler back. I think he was a big part of our team last year, and we're happy to have him back for sure.
That was Manny Machado earlier today inside the Padres clubhouse. You heard Manny talking about Tyler Wade, who again was called up from AAA El Paso earlier today. That was the corresponding move for Jake Cronenworth going on the IL. Tyler did talk inside the Padres clubhouse earlier today. It was great stuff from Tyler Wade. We don't have time to play it for you on the radio side of things today, but if you want to check it out after we're off the air, you can go on the 97.3 The Fan X account, Instagram account, and check out what Tyler had to say earlier today. Some really, really good stuff from the always great Tyler Wade. Let's get back to Manny. One thing he's done so far this season, steal a lot of bases. He's already stolen 6 bases on the year, 6 for 6 in stolen base opportunities. Here was Manny on those stolen bases.
Just playing the game, I think we're trying to win games, and whatever that day calls for is what we do. We've been practicing it all spring, and we're just trying to give all aspects of the games to try to win a ball game that day. And sometimes it's by stolen bases, sometimes by hitting homers or driving in some runs. So whatever it takes to win a ball game that night, that's what we're going to give.
A couple of them have been third base. Is that you just noticing the pitcher's not paying attention to you, so you're taking advantage of the situation?
I mean, it's just a matter of what the game calls for. Whether it be aggressive or not be aggressive on the pass. So whatever the game calls for, whatever the scoreboard calls for, I think we practice it all spring. And Shildt is big emphasis. The game speaks for itself. So just look up to the scoreboard, know what's going on, and try to go out there and try to win the ball game.
Manny, your offensive numbers so far have been really good. How would you describe the way you feel so far at the plate?
I mean, I feel all right. I'm not gonna lie. It feels all right. Hopefully there's some more improvement to go, and some more some more at bats, but it's still very very early so far, and Right now I just feel healthy and just trying to continue to, grow from this, first couple games.
The Rockies might have one of the worst records in baseball, but what do you guys take away from what they were able to do last year?
I mean, they're another ball club that we gotta compete with. The competition is real, so we gotta go out there and compete. I know they're gonna do the same thing, so the records don't matter. It's about going out there competing tonight and what they can do. You got a Cy Young contender out there on the mound tonight that we're facing, so we got to go out there and compete and try to do our best.
Let's take a look at who's on the bump today with our starting pitching preview on the Padres Radio Network.
On the mound for the Padres tonight, Nick Pivetta, the right-hander, 32 years old. He's had an up and down first couple of starts in a Padres uniform. His first start against the Braves, he was terrific. 7 scoreless innings, 1 hit given up. He struck out 4, walked nobody. Second start in Chicago against the Cubs, not so great. 3 innings, 3 earned runs, 6 hits. He walked 3 through 76 pitches in those 3 innings. His numbers against the Rockies in his career, not great. Pivetta has higher than a 15 ERA in 15 2/3 career innings against the Rockies, 32 hits and 5 home runs given up. So I dove into it a little bit. As you guessed, most of that damage has come at Coors Field, and Pivetta's only made 1 start against the Rockies since 2018, although that 1 start was last season with the Red Sox, and it was tough. Pivetta gave up 8 runs on 10 hits, 2 home runs, although, again, it was in Colorado. Ezekiel Tovar and Jacob Stallings took Pivetta deep in that game. Chris Bryant also has 3 hits and 8 career at-bats against Pivetta. So, tough test for Pivetta against the team that he has not had a ton of success against here tonight. We'll see how Nick does. Right-hander German Marquez on the mound for the Rockies. Marquez now in his 10th season with Colorado. 2 starts this season. First in Philadelphia, he was great, 6 scoreless innings. His second start of the year was against the A's in Colorado, gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings of work. Marquez is 5-0 with a 3.13 ERA in 6 starts against the Padres since the start of 2021. That includes a 4-0 record and a 2.08 ERA in 4 starts here at Petco Park in that span. So he's been really good against the Padres as of late. Ton of names in the Padres lineup have hit him quite a bit over the years. A couple of note: Manny Machado, 12 for 29 against him with a home run. Jason Hayward, 6 for 14 against Marquez with a home run as well. And that's a look at our starting pitching matchup. German Marquez for Colorado and Nick Pivetta for San Diego. As always, thank you for listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Your water should be perfect. When we come back, Jesse Ackler, Tony Gwynn Jr. have the full starting lineups, first pitch, and all the play-by-play. I'll talk to you on our post-game coverage. You're listening to your home for San Diego Padres baseball, 97.3 The Fan, and the Padres Radio Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.